I had a baby 3 weeks ago, almost 4. This is my journey back to a gathered body. It's coming together nicely though. Cannot complain. Almost there. I do not own a scale. I did order one. And when it gets here, I don't know if I'm going to use it. I haven't weighed myself in such a long time, except for obviously at the doctor's office when they would make me. But even before I got, I almost choked on a blueberry. Even before I got pregnant, I hadn't weighed myself for a really long time. I don't know if I want to get back in that habit because I have hips and thighs and I don't want to lose them. And I feel like if I start focusing on the scale, it's going to make me lose sight of my hips and thighs, which I don't want to lose. So I'm just going to be like, oh my God, does it say 5 more pounds down? But I won't be looking at my hips and thighs. So I'm not sure. I haven't made that decision yet. If you want to weigh yourself, go for it. But I don't know if I'm going to weigh myself. I think I might just let them do it when I go for my 6-week follow-up in like 2 weeks. But for breakfast this morning, I've got bacon, 2 slices of cheese, and blueberries. Really good. The baby is taking a nap. My light just died. Somebody remind me in the comments, put my light on the charger. That's what we need to do. You can get my meal map on my website. It's free to see all the foods that I'm eating this week. Kind of like mixing them up, but it gives you a good idea. If you want to follow along, last night for dinner we had our taco bowls. And I thought we were going to have leftovers, but we ate it all, mostly me. So, yeah. Somebody said they thought keto was no meat. It's like the opposite. Keto is like mainly meat. Like if you never wanted to track, weigh, or measure anything, you do the keto style that is considered carnivore, where you only eat foods that come from animals. Think vegan or vegetarian, but in reverse. It's like you can eat as much steak, as much eggs, cheese, bacon, pork, shrimp, salmon, chicken legs, chicken wings. You can eat as much of that as you like. You just, obviously it can't be breaded in like breadcrumbs because bread is not keto. But that's one of my favorite ways to eat. Just eat as much protein as you want, as much food that comes from animals, and limit the foods that come from, that are carbohydrates. Even the good carbohydrates that we technically eat on keto, like veggies and berries and stuff like that. A carnivore typically doesn't eat all that stuff. They just eat like meat and eggs, basically. Meat, eggs, and cheese. For me, that is the easiest way to do keto, because I think a lot of times people get confused with keto because they don't know if something is keto or not. And the litmus test, is it litness? Like how lit is she? Litmus test? Or lipness? Lipness? What is it? Litness test. No. Litmus test. Litness test. What is it? I don't know. I was trying to be fancy. Let me just be regular. The way to tell, okay? Forget the litmus or litmus test. Just the way to tell if it's keto or not is by answering one simple question. Does this food come exclusively from an animal? If the answer is yes, you eat it. So for carnivore keto, can I have a blueberry? Does a blueberry come from an animal? No. Can I have cheese? Does cheese come from an animal? Yes, it comes from a cow or goat, whichever one you get. You can have it. Can you have a fried mozzarella stick? Technically, no, because the cheese comes from an animal, but the breadcrumb does not. Okay? If it's something that you grow, it's typically a no on the carnivore style of keto, which in my opinion is the best way to do keto because the carbs are so low. Really, the only carbs that you're getting is a little bit of carb that's in cheese and a little bit of carb that's in egg. That's it. But the regular keto way where you're eating meat, you're eating veggies, you're eating berries, you'll still see great results. Your carbs are just a little bit higher. Is pineapple keto? No. It's too high in sugar. Typically, berries are the fruit that we stick to on keto. Occasionally, you might see people eating stuff like a watermelon, like a little bit of watermelon or something like that. But most fruit is very high in sugar. And people are like, oh my God, but fruit is natural. Cotton candy grapes aren't natural. When have you ever seen cotton candy in a grape getting it on make a baby? That's weird. That's weird. I feel like the cotton candy would disintegrate. About donut peaches. When have you seen a peach going inside a donut? Like getting it on to procreate. No, those things are genetically modified. They genetically modify them to make them sweeter. I've even seen them do it to berries. They call them the sweetest batch, where they're like injecting them with stuff to make them sweeter. You know? So all fruit is not the same. A lot of fruits are really high in sugar. And the issue with that is that the sugar just makes you crave food more. So the way I like to think of it is sugar. This bacon's chewy and I'm having a hard time with it. I feel like I'm eating ears over here. Sugar is the glue that makes the fat stick, okay? So the more sugar you consume, even if you're eating low-fat foods and you're not doing keto, you're eating tons of sugar. Your Starbucks drink this morning had some 89 grams of sugar in it. That has now become glue. And anything else that you eat, even if it is low fat now, that fat is going to stick, not just to your body, to your arteries. I'll be back for lunch.